Good day. Do me along, Mr. Chairman and other delegates. Today, I will be talking about one of Khoemacau copper mining's exciting projects. From first discovery to a world-class, fast-track, safe and reliable copper-silver producer in less than 9 years. As our time is limited, I will only touch on a couple of pertinent points on each slide, but I'm happy to discuss it in more depth with anybody afterwards. Slide 2 is our disclaimer, which you can read at your leisure. Turning to slide 3, this slide tells it all and shows the 3 main elements of the company and our asset base. The first element at the top left shows our massive land package of 4,040 square kilometers, made up of our prospecting licenses and mining license areas. And it is in the sweet spot of the Kalahari Copper Belt. At the bottom is our starter project that produced first concentrate on the 30th of June of this year. A significant achievement, considering during the COVID-19 pandemic, we were able to complete the project in 2.5 years from the start of construction. And we did it safely, on time, and within 2% of the original budget that was set in 2017. The word starter project might be a misnomer, as it will produce more than 60 kilotons per annum of copper and roughly 2 million ounces of silver metal. The last element at the top right indicates the starter project as the foundation of our significant expansion pipeline. The next phase, what we call our expansion project, is already drilled out, and we are progressing with our feasibility study to further grow and increase the value of our business. With these 3 elements of the business, you can see, and you will further during the discussions understand why we are saying it's a high quality copper silver project with significant growth. Moving to slide 4, looking at our corporate strategy. Apart from the project development workstream, we have a holistic integrated approach covering all the dimensions of the business. From a critical execution focus on ESG to maximizing the value of our assets, to achieving our near-term goal to be a proven mid-tier copper producer with significant growth. ESG is a big priority for us. To start off, and most importantly, is the health and safety of our employees and our business partners. We achieved more than 6.5 million lost time injury-free hours during construction and commissioning, a significant achievement. Although we are only ramping up now, we are focused already on aspects such as our carbon footprint. We already have done work on PV renewable energies and intend to go to the market during the second half of the year. Another hot topic currently are TSFs. We have designed and are constructing our TSF in alignment or even better than the global industry standards on tailings management and have all the governance processes in place. Furthermore, we are extensively and consistently engaging with local communities, regional stakeholders, and government. You will also notice employment of nationals and skills development is an imperative specifically relating to highly mechanized mining operations. Continuing on the topic of renewable energy, you can see that we have a clear executable strategy towards reducing our emissions with a 30% reduction target by the year 2030. Our intention is to invest in technologies and partnerships to deliver on our targets, which includes solar PV, storage systems, and fossil fuel replacement for our mobile fleet. We are not stopping with these Scope 1 and 2 emissions. It is also our intention to work with our supply chain to assist them in reducing the greenhouse gas emissions through initiatives such as more efficient methods of shipment to reduce fossil fuel consumptions, to name it as an example. Finally, we will continue to remain transparent on our journey to being carbon neutral by 2040, through reporting on our emissions and how we are progressing against our targets. If you look at the timeline of our project, from discovery to production in less than 9 years, speak for itself. Not only the quality of the asset, the upfront detail engineering, but also the support we receive from Botswana government that makes it an attractive investment and mining destination. I will highlight just a couple of milestones achieved over the period. First ore was discovered in 2012. Khoemacau Capital then acquired the property and continued with exploration activities. In 2015, we bought Discovery out of a liquidation sale, specifically to utilize its concentrating plant. In 2017, we revisited the previously done feasibility study and totally redesigned and optimized the mine design and surface infrastructure. Our EPCM was also appointed then to start designing our surface infrastructure. During 2018 and 2019, we did further drilling to further upgrade the confidence in the Zone 5 resource. In total, we drilled 247,000 meters of core drilling into this ore body, with 46% of the 92 million ton resource now in measured and indicated categories. In 2019, we raised $650 million to build the project, and the board approved the project. In 2020, the two main achievements were, firstly, we started the first portal development in February 2020 after completing the 52-meter deep box cut. And at the end of last month, we exceeded 18 kilometers of development from our underground mine. And secondly, we started with the upgrading of the process facility. We produced first concentrate on the 30th of June of this year, as I've stated before. Again, safely, on time, and within 2% of the original budget. As at the end of August, we have shipped more than 16 kilotons of high-grade copper-silver concentrate. These statistics speak for themselves. At the end of August 2021, with an exceptional safety performance, mining developed more than 18,000 meters since the start of the first portal in February 2020, whilst processing milled approximately 400 kilotons of ore and produced nearly 18,000 tons of copper-silver concentrate during the commissioning phase. Turning our attention to the table, I want to highlight the average 10-year copper production run rate of around 132 kilotons per annum, which includes our expansion resources. Life of mine C1 cost for the starter project is at a low of $1.30 per pound, and all-in sustaining costs for the starter project at $1.76 per pound. And including the expansion studies, the combined all-in sustaining cost will be $1.84 per pound. You will also notice industry-leading capital intensity of roughly $6,000 per ton of copper produced for the starter project. To note is our capex spend for the project is within 2% of the original budget set in 2017, as I stated, even with COVID impacts and delays. Below, you can also see the copper minerals, bornite and chalcopyrite in our ore that we are currently mining. This is an aerial view of our Zone 5 mine and what we did over the last 2.5 years. To give context, the box cuts are 52 meters deep, nearly 800 meters long and 450 meters wide. And we removed more than 1.3 million cubic meters of material out of each one of them. Now, if you don't know what's a box cut, the box cut is right in the center where you can see the holes going in and the two on the side. That is the box cuts, where we take off the top surface, getting to solid rock, and then moving into solid rock with our development, or what we call portals. The Zone 5 ore body has a continuous mineralized strike length of 4,200 meters. In the photograph, you'll also see the ore stockpiles in the ramp pads. That's when we started with first ore production. And in the front middle, the big state-of-the-art heavy equipment workshop that caters for the maintenance of the 60-ton underground trucks and other equipment. This slide shows the ore body and the 3 box cuts and spiral innovative twin decline system. The twin decline system allowed for exceptional redundancy due to a double set of service infrastructures being on each side of the twin declines. Below is an ISO view of how the layouts look underground, with a khaki color indicating all the tunnels that was already mined with fully mechanized equipment, with some using and utilizing autonomous guidance remote control technologies. The mine design is drilling constrained at depth of about 1.2 kilometers, and the 92 million ton of resource is still open at depth. Not to go into too much detail, we did extensive refurbishment as well as volumetric and metallurgically upgrading to the process facility. This includes the installation of the latest proven technologies, such as the regrind ECMO, Jameson cells, Ladox filters, and bagging plant. Not to spend too much time, but our prospecting and mining licenses land package is large, with 504 million tons of resource drilled out. But more importantly, the Zone 5 and the expansion resources indicated in the red dots contains 168 million tons of more than 2% copper and more than 27 grams per ton silver, with significant opportunities as the mineralization is extending beyond the drilled out areas, and the resources are thus also open on the sides and at the depth. This slide is indicating our exploration programs and work that is taking place. Our current priority is the infill and expansion drilling of our expansion study resources, followed by additional drilling to prove up economical, viable mineral inventories where we already intersected some good grade mineralization. And last but not least, the Greenfields regional exploration work includes geophysical surveys, geochemical programs, together with aeroelectric magnetic surveys. To conclude, we are fully funded and we will be at full mill capacity by early next year from our high quality, long life, low cost, modern mechanized mine with significant expansion opportunities on our assets. Please, I know I'm already running out of time, but give me the opportunity to quickly show some pictures of the project development over the last 2.5 years. From the project development, one will see on the left, that is how the left top, that is how the project looked like in the area we started off. It was barren, no infrastructure and no development. On the right top is where we're busy with site clearing and platform clearings. Left bottom is where the central box cut, when we started commencing with the digging of the excavation. And on the right bottom, you will see where we started already the box cut excavations and managed to move down below ground level already. In 2020, on the left top, you'll see when we've eventually got down to the 52-meter deep box cut in the solid rock. We started with portal development with mechanized equipment. Top middle is we're working 24/7, and during night shift. It was a brilliant photo, just taking whilst we actually going into the portal. On the right bottom, you'll see the declines that was developed, properly supported and fibercreted. And the top or the bottom left, you will see the box cuts from an aerial view and then from a front view. And those two orange pipes at the bottom of both declines is the ventilation system going into the mine as an initial ventilation during construction to ventilate the ends as we develop. Project development in 2020, some further pictures. Right top hand is the Sandvik 42i autonomous drill that we employed in the mine. Bottom left is actually the first ore from the central corridor on the 14th of August, but also showing is the 60-ton trucks that's hauling the ore out from underground and the development ways. Middle bottom is just a picture of the veining within our ore body, where you get the three copper minerals that we are mining, and right bottom is the infrastructure and drum pads at Zone 5. Looking at infrastructure development, and we talked about the barren area. Top left is how it looked like. Right top is where we started off with the 35-kilometer ore road and 35-kilometer access road from our processing facility to our mine, which is 35 kilometers apart. And you can see the geofabric and the layering taking place on the left bottom, and the first access road with G3 construction on the right bottom. This is just a nice aerial view of the ore road and the access road that's splitting on the top left. Top right, you can see one of the ore road that was actually fully sealed. Bottom left is the ore road with a bitumen seal. In the middle bottom is just a nice picture. That's how the clouds look like here. Doesn't rain often, but when it rains, it pours in buckets. And the right bottom is just indicating that we were looking after nature. All those baobab trees, we left it as is. We've moved the road designs to keep them in place. It took years for them to grow, and we are conserving them, and it's part of our baobab project on the mine. Moving to the processing facility, top left is how it looked like initially when we started off, and the right top is where the Jameson Cell civil started. Bottom left is where the civils is out of the ground. Middle bottom is some sandblasting corrosion protection that we applied throughout the plant, specifically with the saline water that we are utilizing, and that's available in the area. And the right hand bottom is the cyclone pump base civils that we were busy constructing. This is just an overview of all the areas we've touched, from bottom in front, modifications to our bagging plant, the new Ladox filter, the new concentrate thickener, and so forth. And there was a whole upgrade, as I've stated previously, volumetrically and metallurgically of the processing facility to give us 3.65 million tons per annum at great recovery rates. Not that it's the least, but important is infrastructure. We've built more than 50 kilometers of power lines from the Letlhogane BPC, Letlhogane substation, and two 132 kV, 11 kV substations on our property. The one is at Besetu and the other one is at Zone 5 feeding the mine. And those are the two pictures with the areas that was cleared for the power lines coming. At full peak in terms of construction in 2021 in the processing facility, top left, you will see not often 11 cranes working at continuously and simultaneously. Top right is some of the secondary crushers we've installed. Bottom left is the linear screen, and then on the right hand bottom is the heat mill that we've installed for secondary grinding. Ladies and gents, that is Khoemacau in a nutshell. There's still lots more to share, but please feel free if there's any questions, and we can get in touch. Much appreciated.